Hey guys, and so this video is actually to explain all of what is happening over there and some of the descriptions as to why this is all happening and why this is all there. And so the short version is that I've been tracking a lot of things about myself for a long time, and it really started back in 2009 actually, and that was the Fitbit. When Fitbit launched at TechCrunch 50 or TechCrunch 40, I forget which one it was or what it was, the first TechCrunch event. I saw the live stream of that, I saw the Fitbit guys, and I immediately dropped my cash. I could tell you exactly which office I was in, where I was working, what I was doing, and like insta-buyed my first Fitbit. And I've gone through a bunch of them overall over the last decade, and you know, I'm getting ready to cross 19.5 million recorded steps, which is part of what you guys are seeing there. And so let's give you a quick rundown of all the data and where it's coming from and how it's all being tracked, because I think that this is going to be like a kind of seminal video that I point people to when they ask about this stuff, if anybody ever watches. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So the first thing is sleep. I use a sleep tracking app on my phone, have for over 2,000 recorded nights now. I believe that's over the last 7 years. I've been using the same app. It's had multiple versions and things like that. It's an amazing app. So that's where you're getting the time in bed and the sleep quality score. My Fitbit data, obviously, I've got my ARIA, or I believe it's the ARIA scale, which then also leads into my phone acting as my Fitbit, because if I'm on the treadmill desk here, it doesn't count if it's on my wrist. So continuing to use the mobile and the motion chip inside the iPhone in order to count my steps, which is great. Gives me approximate mileage and whatnot. Next up is this guy. Yes, this is my Thermos Smart Lid. And yes, that tracks my water consumption all day, every day. I also use Waterminder as an app because it has an Apple Watch notification, which is awesome for me to be able to, every time I glance at my watch, be able to know exactly what it is, where I'm at with my water consumption, which then leads into the Lumo, which is this guy, which you guys have seen for the last, I would say, like year and a half. I've had a couple of them, I lost a couple of them, sadly. But that is the posture monitor. So that's where that data is coming from. Let's move to the next one. Now we've got the Apple stuff. So obviously the Apple Watch, move goals, time, all that, walking and stand time and all that, or stand hours. Also does my heart rate and range, and then flights climbed, which is really nice to be able to have all that. Spire is the one that's on my chest here. That checks my breathing rate, and it will notify me if I am breathing in a tense manner for more than, I've got it now set for 7 minutes to try and pattern interrupt that. Obviously it does time in motion as well, which is not really useful for me because I've got all these other things, but it also does track my sedentary time, my calm time, and my focus time, all based on my breathing, which I love the fact that it does that. Headspace, meditation app, been using it for over a year now, on and off, but currently in a pretty good streak where I've been doing it every day, and it definitely does help. So that's what's on panel 2. Panel 3 is the work side of things. So dollars earned on that day between the multiple revenue streams that I have, and so I'm continuing to, I want to track that just to because I can, and because I'm fine sharing that data. The number of hours worked, right? Showing you that, there are days where I work a ton, and then there are days where I don't work at all. Emails in the inbox, right? That's my personal accountability. The number of tasks completed based on OmniFocus. So I've run a lot of my life through OmniFocus regarding work and personal projects and things like that. And so though tracking that, I think, will be very fun in order to see hey, when am I having a good day? When am I having a bad day? When am I actually finishing stuff and crossing it off my list? That kind of stuff is very cool. And then the when was that said caption line count number, which is one of the things that I'm super proud of, which is the ability for my video search engine to continue to grow, and as I add videos to it, I get lines, hundreds of them at a time most days, and so for me that's actually been kind of the counter. If you guys go way back in the vlogs first year, I actually had a punch counter that I would count every view that my channel got, and so this is kind of that what replaced that, and that to me shows a lot of the work. Final panel is the big win. I'm really trying to focus on the positives a lot more in my life right now, and marking down the big win for each day, even if I don't feel like I really have one, finding some kind of place to have a positive thought, I definitely think is something worthwhile. So that is the sidebar. That is what is going on. It obviously won't be there all the time. I will make this note that because of the schedules that I'm working and what I potentially will work when my schedule at my job changes here in a few weeks, you may get a random vlog in the mix on the weekend if I'm doing something fun. You may get other things, but this video stuff here may not be recorded the day before or the day before the vlog is released. So the video is released, right? So this can be recorded. I can record 3, 4, 5 of these over the course of a weekend. Or, if I've got multiple things that I want to talk about in a single day, I'll record them. But the data in that dashboard, that sidebar, will always be the day that's posted above it. So that is my personal accountability, so that I have to do this every day. I may not record every day, I may not edit every day, but I will at least at minimum give you fresh data so that you can constantly see that, and it keeps me accountable because I want to do this more days than not. And so, we'll have some flexibility in there, but that bar and that tracking is something that I love, because one of my favorite sayings that was said to me about 3 or 4 years ago was, data doesn't have feelings. Data doesn't lie. Data doesn't have feelings. Data doesn't have motivations. It's just data. And so these are the things that I'm tracking, and these are the things that matter in my world. And so those are the things that I'm going to include there. And hopefully continue to see the changes in my mindset, my body, my ability, my strength, those kinds of things, and get me to the right spot. So this video has gone on a lot longer than I was expecting to, but I'm going to leave it there. Hope you guys are having a great day, and remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still, so go do cool stuff. Bye for now.